When it comes to playing golf, there is not much regular golfers can easily imagine they can do anywhere close to as well as the pros. However, one area of the game where it's easy to learn from the best players in the world, and where any golfer can definitely match them, is in the quality of our pre-round preparation, and how many balls we hit, pitch shots we play, and putts we make before heading out onto the course. So in this video, we delve deeper into the warm-up routines of the pros to find out exactly how they get ready for a round. Examine what is realistic for amateurs to learn from this, especially when short of time, and look at why one of the all-time golfing greats goes against all the best warm-up advice. Welcome back to the Golfing Focus channel, everybody, and on average pros hit around 80 balls and close to 50 putts before a round. Numbers vary of course by player, however. Hideki Matsuyama and Adam Scott, for example, can hit more than 100 full and chip shots prior to play, while Jason Day and Brooks Koepka can hit less than 60. Tiger Woods, by comparison, will often hit close to 70 shots and more than 100 putts. Looking solely at the number of balls they hit does not give the full story, however, and if we were to focus solely on the number of balls that they knock around the range before a round, we would miss out on key things we can all learn from them when it comes to preparing for a game of golf. Indeed, very few of them stick to hitting the exact same amount of balls every time before a round in any case. As a whole, pros get to the course to warm up between 45 and 75 minutes before teeing off. Most begin in the putting green before going to the range where, starting with sand wedges, they hit a variety of clubs up to driver and occasionally back down to wedges prior to going back to the putting green and heading to the tee. One thing to recognise also is that the complete warm-up time for the pros is likely to have started before they have even reached the golf course. And what you might not therefore see if you go to a Pro Tour event is the light workout and stretching and mobility work many will have done before they get to the range. Then once at the course, every player is of course different, and there are clearly differences in the approaches of the Tour pros we studied in detail when it comes to how they warm up. Rory McIlroy, Brooks Koepka and Rickie Fowler get to the course later, and seem to prefer a shorter and sharper warm-up than others, such as Jordan Spieth, Hideki Matsuyama and the great Tiger Woods, who spend well over an hour getting ready to play. In this table, outlining the various practice stages individual pros go through before their rounds, what is not included is the various additional elements that different players will add to their warm-up routine. During his 55-minute spell on the range, for example, Tiger Woods begins by first taping up his finger, and in between the 60 to 70 shots he hits with a sand wedge, 8-iron, 4-iron, 5-wood, 3-wood and driver, he will also study the yardage book of the course and pin sheet for that particular day. Many of the pros we studied, meanwhile, use different training aids as part of their warm-up session, from alignment sticks in the range to putting aids in the practice green to help them dial in their stroke prior to play. Hideki Matsuyama, like Tiger Woods, hits a number of one-handed putts to start with, but then will also hit some one-handed wedge shots to kick off with at the practice range. Other pros such as Jordan Spieth and Rickie Fowler take the opportunity to work on specific drills they are focusing on to help their swing, and to assist with this, Spieth will record video and study his swing in the range to confirm how it is looking. Adam Scott, meanwhile, often likes the last shot of his warm-up to be the same as the first one he will play on the course. So if he plans to hit a 3-iron off the first tee, he will complete his range session with 2 or 3 3-iron shots. While the warm-ups of the pros vary in their precise details from player to player, there are clearly general themes that they all follow. And that is first to prepare physically by hitting at least one of all the different families of clubs, woods, long irons, short irons, wedges and putter, that they will need on the course, finding their tempo and playing a variety of different shots with each. But the other key theme the best players in the world follow is to prepare mentally for the upcoming round of golf. They don't just hit putt after putt on the practice green or ball after ball on the range. Their use of training aids, videos and yardage books clearly shows that it's not about the number of shots they hit, but about quality. As they prepare to play, they are visualising the round ahead, fine-tuning their distances and going over the key swing thoughts they plan to take into the round that day. In other words, there is a purpose to each element of their warm-ups rather than simply following an exact amount of time spent or number of balls hit. That of course does not mean, however, that there is one and only one way to do it. One of the greatest golfers of all time, Tom Watson, goes against all the prevailing expert advice by kicking off his warm-ups by smashing golf balls rapid fire with his hybrid, rather than with a wedge and without any stretching whatsoever. If a coach saw an average golfer do this, they would likely tell them they are doing it all wrong, but for Watson this approach serves both a clear physical and mental purpose. Firstly, he says that he starts with a hybrid or a long iron because he wants his first swings of the day to be bigger swings, as this gets him looser faster. But secondly, it also gives him a mental lift by taking the pressure off his mind with his first few shots of the day. So as we can see, there is more than one way even the pros do it. But whichever way they do warm up, it is clear and key to remember that there is always a purpose behind it. So there you have it. Every Tour Pro golfer goes to the range to hit balls as part of their warm-up before playing golf. But given golf is their job, and they are the best players in the world, that is hardly surprising. Regular amateurs, however, often know it is a struggle to get to the first tee in time, never mind the range beforehand, due to the realities of normal life. So what are the best and most realistic things that it makes sense for amateurs to take note of from the pros to inform their own preparations prior to a round? How long and how they should warm up, and whether they should go to the driving range or not. If we consider the variations between the top pros that we have already seen, there is clearly no one way to warm up for a round of golf, but there are also clearly some general principles that amateurs should base their own preparation routine on. Firstly, hit different shots to different targets at different distances, covering all the main club types. 2. Start with small swings, for example with wedges, and build up the swing length and speed to driver. And 3. Treat it as a warm-up session and not a practice session. You could also add things in, as Adam Scott does, such as to finish your warm-up with the same club you'll hit off the first tee. Or you could go further and play the first couple of holes with the clubs you plan to hit in them, from tee to green. And while it is of course true that there is no one perfect way to warm up, and that there is no one set number of balls that every golfer should hit before a round, what is definitely true is that the focus should always be on quality over quantity. It is key to remember that the main purpose of any warm-up is simply to prepare your mind and body to get ready for the different situations you are going to encounter on the golf course. We would therefore emphasise again that it is not a practice session, and you definitely should not treat it as such. A warm-up is simply a way to get your body loose and your mind ready before a round. And it is certainly not the process through which you can definitely judge how well you're going to play in the 18 holes ahead. So that's it for our look at how pros warm up before a round and what amateurs can learn from it. As ever, and most importantly, we hope you're enjoying your golf, and if you like this video, you know what to do with those boxes on the screen, and we'll hopefully see you in another video shortly.